we learned to look at 3 different things to be able to analyze, to be able to understand if it's linear, quadratic, or we just looked at the linear and quadratic right now. So we learned that in an equation, a linear relation has a degree of what? So it's a degree 1. And the equation is going to look like this. Y equals something x plus or minus something. Okay? So you see that the m and the b, they're numbers. Could be 1, it could be 10, it could be minus 500, it could be any number. X is your variable with a degree 1. How about the quadratic relation? What degree would it have? 2. So it has a degree 2. And then for the quadratic relation, the equation can look like this, where a, b, and c are numbers. And a cannot equal 0. I can't have a equal to 0. A has to be a number other than 0. Okay? That should be, I shouldn't write it there, because then you can't tell. What did we learn about the table of values for the linear function? How do I know they're linear? First difference is constant. How about for quadratic? How do you know it's quadratic? Yeah. Right here. A, B, C are numbers where a cannot equal to 0. For the quadratic functions, the second difference is constant. Okay, for the graph of a linear function is a so it would look like this, or it could look like this, one or the other, right? For the quadratic, it's a parabola, which is either opening down or opening up. It's a smooth, symmetrical graph. Okay? So, if I give you an equation, you should be able to look at the equation and tell me if it's quadratic. Okay? Or it could be neither. So, if we look at the first example, each question, determine the degree and the type of relation it represents, linear, quadratic, or neither. So if you're looking at the first one, what can you tell me? What's the degree? 1. And what can you tell me about the type of function? Perfect. Okay? Degree 1. You see that x doesn't have anything on top of it. That means it's a degree 1. How about the second one? What's the degree? For the second one, for this one. What's the highest degree? 3. Right? You see this? This is your highest degree. So is it quadratic? No. Quadratic has to be 2. Okay? Is it linear? No. So it's neither. It will be neither a parabola, neither a straight line. It's going to be something else. We don't learn about it here. Okay? How about this one? What's the highest degree? 2. The highest degree is 2. So that means this is a quadratic. Okay? This should be easy marks on the test and the quiz. Easy marks. Looking at the equation, telling me if it's Degree 1, degree 2, or neither. And then if it's quadratic or linear. Okay? I'm going to leave you to do these table of values. I'll probably do 1 instead of 2. Here, let's do 1 together. Let's do this one. Okay? So if I look at this, I have 2x squared minus 3. So, and then the x values that they gave me are negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So I'm going to replace x with negative 2. So it's going to be 2 times negative 2 squared minus 3. First thing I do the negative 2 squared, which gives me, what's negative 2 squared? 4. Positive 4 times 2 minus 3. 2 times 4 is 8. Take away 3, that's 5. Then I have to do the same thing with the next one. So I'm going to replace x with a negative 1. Remember bad math. So you're going to have to do the exponent, negative 1 squared, which is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Take away 3, that's negative 1. Replace the x with a 0. 2 times 0 squared minus 3. 0 squared is 0. Times 2 still 0. Take away 3, that's negative 3. 2 times 1 squared minus 3. 1 squared is 1. Times 2, that's 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And the last one is 2 times 2 squared minus 3. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 take away 3, that is 5. I can do my first difference by subtracting y2 minus y1. So negative 1 take away 5. That is negative 6. Negative 3 take away negative 1. That is negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2. Negative 1 take away negative 3. So that's negative 1 plus 3. That's 2. And then 5 take away negative 1. So that is going to be 6. Is your first difference constant? Is your first difference constant? No. You see it's negative 6, negative 2, 2, and 6. So if I'm going to have to do the second difference, so that's negative 2, take away negative 6, so that's going to be 4. 2, take away negative 2, that's going to be 4. 6, take away, I don't know why I wrote this, 6, take away 2, that's also going to be 4. Okay, you guys are going to have to get used to it, right? Used to putting it in a calculator at least so you can get the right answer. What can you tell me about this? Quadratic or linear or neither? What? Quadratic, and how do you know that? Well, from the table of value, how do you know that? The second difference is okay, you see if you look here, your second difference is 4, 4, 4, right? So you have the same second difference. Okay? And the last thing I want to do today is just look at these two graphs. What can you tell me about the first graph? Is it linear or quadratic? Quadratic because it's a Parabola shape. How about the second one? Linear, it's a straight line. Okay, so you can write this. Type is quadratic. And how do you know? Because it's a parabola shape. And the second one, it's linear. How do you know? It's a straight line.